parents invited me to a family gathering just to tell me they left everything to my siblings in their will. So I stopped paying their bills, but 2 weeks later my mom reminded me that their mortgage is due. My name is Jasmine, and for the past 4 years, I've worked as a senior project manager at Bennett Construction. And like many of my colleagues who complain about our hectic schedules and demanding clients, I thrive on the pressure. There's something deeply satisfying about seeing a project through from blueprints to ribbon cutting. My apartment in downtown Portland isn't huge, but it's mine. Or at least it will be once I finish paying the mortgage. The view from my balcony overlooks the river, and on clear days, I can see Mount Hood in the distance. This Friday evening, I was enjoying a rare moment of peace with a glass of Pinot Noir when my phone buzzed. Mom's face lit up my screen. "Hey, Mom," I answered, tucking the phone between my ear and shoulder as I refilled my glass. "Jasmine, honey," her voice had that forced cheerfulness that usually meant she wanted something. "Listen, your father and I are having a family meeting next Saturday. Everyone will be there, and we need you to come too. I'll make your favorite lasagna, the one with the 3 cheeses and homemade sauce." My mom's lasagna was legendary, and she knew it was my weakness. I couldn't help but smile. "I'll be there." After we hung up, I walked back out to my balcony. It had been months since I'd seen my parents. Between my 60-hour work weeks and their busy retirement schedule of golf and community theater, our paths rarely crossed except for major holidays. Seeing my younger siblings would be interesting. Tyler and Tiffany, the twins, were 12 years younger than me at 24. While I was setting up my first apartment and working my way through college, they were still in elementary school, being showered with attention and the latest gadgets. Our parents' approach to parenting had undergone a dramatic shift between raising me and raising them. With me, it was all about responsibility, saving money, and being independent. By age 12, I was doing my own laundry. At 14, I became the twins' default babysitter whenever our parents wanted a night out. Meanwhile, Tyler and Tiffany grew up with far fewer rules and considerably more indulgence. When I moved out at 18, they were still being tucked in at night. Now at 24, they both lived in apartments our parents helped pay for while they found themselves. Tyler had cycled through 3 different college majors before settling on communications, and Tiffany was currently between jobs after quitting her barista position because her manager was totally toxic. The following Saturday, I pulled into my parents' driveway at exactly 400 p. Tiffany's bright blue Kia and Tyler's motorcycle were already parked out front. Great, I was the last to arrive, which meant they'd probably been talking about me. As I approached the front door, I could hear laughter from inside. It stopped abruptly when I rang the doorbell. Mom answered, wearing an apron and a slightly strained smile. "Jasmine, come in." She gave me a quick hug that smelled of garlic and perfume. The twins were sitting close together on the living room couch, their heads bent toward each other in conspiratorial fashion. When I walked in, they looked up simultaneously with identical expressions of forced casualness. "Hey, Jazzy," Tiffany said, twirling a strand of blonde hair around her finger. "Nice suit. Coming from work?" It was Saturday, but I didn't bother correcting her. "Hi, Tiff." "Tyler." I nodded at my brother, who gave a half-hearted wave without getting up. I went into the dining room where Mom was setting out the good china, the set we only used for Thanksgiving and Christmas. "Wow, bringing out the fancy stuff," I observed. "This must be some family meeting." Mom and Dad exchanged a quick glance that sent a ripple of unease through me. Before I could ask what was going on, the twins sauntered in and took their usual seats across from me. Throughout dinner, the conversation remained painfully superficial. Mom talked about her garden club. Dad mentioned a new golf club he was considering. The twins shared gossip about people I didn't know from their circle of friends. No one asked about my work or life, which wasn't unusual but still stung. The lasagna was amazing as promised, but I couldn't fully enjoy it with the underlying tension in the room. Mom's hands trembled slightly as she served dessert homemade tiramisu, another one of my favorites. "Okay," I finally said, setting down my fork. "What's going on? You're all acting weird." And Mom's made 2 of my favorite dishes. "Just tell me what this is about." My parents exchanged another loaded glance before Dad cleared his throat. "Jasmine, you know we're getting older, and we've been thinking about the future," he began. Mom jumped in. "We've decided to finalize our will, and we wanted to tell you about it in person." "Okay," I said cautiously. "We've decided," Dad continued, "that the house in the lake cottage will go to Tyler and Tiffany." The room went silent. I stared at my father, waiting for the rest. But he just looked at me expectantly. "And?" I finally asked. "That's it," Mom said, her voice oddly defensive. "You should understand, honey. You're doing so well financially, and the twins are still finding their way. They need the security more than you do." I looked across the table at my siblings. They were both trying and failing to suppress smug smiles. "Just so we're clear," Tyler said, leaning forward. "We wanted you to know now so there's no confusion later.